Virgo, welcome to your full moon reading. The next full moon will be in the sign of Scorpio, April 23rd or thereabouts, depending on where you are in the world. So let's take a look at you. I have an interesting feeling about you today. I don't know why. But I was looking at your, before I get everybody going, I contemplate on their space card there. And it's like, I'm going to see something interesting for Virgo today. I feel it. What's up? What's going on? The full moon energy reads are really about concentrated energy that we can see, expect, feel, or experience in the next 30 days or thereabouts, you know? What's going on, please? Although the earth signs do have a tendency to be like, yeah, it's affecting me now and 6 months from now. Which is not a knock on earth, you know? It's just like for Taurus, for instance, I just did theirs, and they are having what you might call impactful seeds right now. Very small plantings that take harvest much later, but they're still impactful. Just because we're not taking action on it within the next 30 days doesn't mean it's any less important, you know? So do keep that in mind. Regardless, take it resonates, leave it does not. And if there's more than one energy clearly apparent to you on this board today, then you reverse those energies as you see fit. These are, after all, general collective readings, not one-to-one private, which is to say they may not resonate. And as frustrating as that is, it's also normal. Check your other placements. You will find yourself in there somewhere. Now, let's get cracking. Show me Virgo under the moon. Show me Virgo, please, under the full moon. Show me Virgo, please, under the full moon. What's going on? Okay. 5 of Swords. I hope not for some of you. Perhaps we're contemplating our self-defeating thoughts, any forms of self-sabotage. Thinking about it. What does that look like? What does that mean? Some folks, by the way, ask me, how do I start tarot? Aside from learning what the cards mean individually, how you can actually just start practicing for yourself. Just shuffle, such as I'm doing, and any that pop out or you notice on the split, think about their meaning, contemplate on them. Okay, what does that mean to you, or does it? So now for folks, when I'm shuffling and a card drops, I hold it up for reflection. What's going on, please? Something to think about. What's going on, please? Show me Virgo. Will you ever teach your courses? I think it's very flattering, guys. It's extremely flattering. In order to do that, I'd really have to carve out the space for it. I don't know. It's something I think about. And I'm not done answering the question, I suppose. But thank you for those who have asked. Crowning you. 3 of Wands, 5 of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, 4 of Cups, the Heart of the Matter, King of Cups. You have a strong feeling in your heart, and you are waiting. Now, as far as I can tell, it's active waiting. In other words, it serves a purpose. You know my whole thing about waiting, and if you don't. Just, that's my advice to people when I see waiting. Don't. It's the first mistake people make often in their connections, be it with family, friends, or love interests. You know, just don't. Don't ever ask someone, and don't volunteer. Typically, when I see waiting, we always think it's for this, that, and the other. It's really ourselves. We're waiting on ourselves to give ourselves permission to stop waiting, that kind of thing. We always think it's about the other person or situation. It comes from us. Everything begins with the self, including waiting. Okay? Right now, I see you waiting on yourself to make a decision. Your heart wishes to speak, to do, to say something, anything. I don't know what. It's a longing that's hard for you to define. You feel broken. 5 of Pentacles, separated from that which your heart wishes to speak to. You don't know if you should, quote unquote, do something. Or if there's anything for you to do, or are you on the receiving end? Do you feel like you're in a position to wait for them? And I already gave you my thoughts on that. Should you hope for them to come back to you and say something? Are you waiting on yourself to say something? Because you are waiting. Right now I'm going to default to you're waiting on yourself. Okay? In the 4 of Cups, she's saying you're unhappy. Yeah, I know this is what waiting does. It makes people unhappy. We are waiting on ourselves or others. We make ourselves exquisitely unhappy. But at the heart of this reading is the King of Cups. That's the fullness of love that waits on no one. Because he knows or she knows what they feel and then can take full ownership of it. If it's not taken, if it's not shared, the King and Queen of Cups must contend themselves with this and move on. So I know what we're feeling is full. I know. But this whole, I'm trying to figure out if I should open up because the Knight of Cups is here as our natural flow state that goes outwards. Are you waiting on them? Either way, the unhappiness stands the same. Disappointment that nothing has happened in either direction. That's why I say, don't wait. The King of Cups. I say it all the time in comments. I'm waiting on so-and-so. They're making me wait. No, honey, you're choosing. And anybody who would ask you to wait, why would you? What does that say about them? Unless you have damn good reason to. Like, for instance, you know somebody's temporarily contracted to work halfway around the world for 3 months or 6 months. Okay, then that's a negotiable waiting that practically has merit in the real world. I'm not talking about that. That sense of helplessness and what do I do? You know? Let's see that King of Cups. Show me 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 that King of Cups. And it's like I tell people all the time, and if somebody says I need more time, fine. That's wonderful that you know that about yourself, but don't expect me to acquiesce to waiting, because that's also what that means. I need more time. Good. You take your time. Don't expect me to wait. Okay? If people need more time, great. That's on them to express it. But it's not on the other person to volunteer to wait. Okay? Eight of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, the Four of Swords. Man, you've rested on this subject a lot. And it's a beautiful subject, too. It's a beautiful subject. I'm quite proud of you, actually. The question is, why haven't we done anything with it? You have such a beautiful heart space. It's literally at the heart of your reading. You've been showing and trying to be kinder to yourself, trying to show your self-love and patience and serenity and healing. You have been working through your own heart space like crazy. Look at that beautiful work. This is the kind of stuff I wish I'd see more people do. So why are you waiting, baby? What is there to wait for? You've done so much beautiful work on thyself. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful and lovely. You've been extra patient and kind with yourself, trying to open your heart space. It's there. The fullness of heart. What are you waiting on? What is there to wait on? Let's see it, because now you got my full attention. Oh, I thought you were going to show me kind of a broken heart that's never quite fixed itself. No. You've done a really good job in there. So what are you waiting on? Don't tell me another person. Don't. That's anti-self-worth. You're saying you had to work hard to remember your worth in your heart space. What is this Three of Wands? Let's see that Three of Wands. It's everything. It's so meticulous. This is how I love myself, and I know that. I'm practical, I'm resourceful, but I'm full of love that's real and authentic in me. I've been resting on this. It's like your heart is all dressed up, full, ready to go, and it wants to speak and act. You're ready. You've been studying for this, honey. It's time to take the exam. What's up? What's going on? Like, let's see that Three of Wands. Show me. Eight of Swords, Five of Pentacles. There it is, Nine of Wands. You're afraid of being hurt. Simply put, so you talk yourself out of it by kind of ignoring it and putting it off. Like I said, you've been studying for the exam, and you've done a beautiful job. Kudos to you. And now it's time to take the exam, and you're like, I don't have a set date for that. You talk yourself out of it. You're afraid of this Five of Pentacles. So you keep putting off the date. You keep putting off that moment to speak up or act. Let me see that Five of Pentacles. It's here twice. You're afraid of being hurt. So, like, okay, so it's the appropriate kind of waiting. The one that begins with the self. You're waiting on yourself. What your permission marker is, I don't know. But most of it has to do with pushing past or working through these fears of being hurt. Let's see that Five of Pentacles. Ooh, who do you want to express yourself to? Oh my God. Oh, honey, I'll tell you what, if you were one of my girlfriends or some kind of friend, take gender out of it. I promise you, we would be taking out the wine right now. I would be giving you some serious talks. I'd be looking you in the eyeball. I'm like, Virgo, you got this. No, look at me. You got this. All right, let's set Five of Pentacles. Let's see that Five of Pentacles, please. There it is, the Eight of Wands. Yeah, Seven of Wands, the King of Pentacles. Oh, God. You're trying so hard. You're trying so hard to break through your own particular barriers. Honey, your heart's ready. Trust your heart. Your heart is so magnificent. Everything else surrounding you is fear. It's the sound and fury of fear intercepting you. Literally, you're afraid of being hurt. You are. You're afraid of being hurt. The strength of your heart is beautiful. You know you love yourself and you know you love this situation. You know it. You know it. You've rested on it. You've been working through it. Right? And it's exam day, but you're like, no, I didn't set a date for that. And you can't make me. No, I can't make you. Which is why it was just you and me talking. I promised you I'd be getting out the wine. I'd be doing your nails or something and being like, look, honey, let me tell you something. It's just one of those rituals, you know. And I appreciate tidy nails. I can't stand dirty nails. I don't know why. It's my own particular tick, I guess. But there you go. Five of Pentacles, the Eight of Wands, the Seven of Wands, the King of Pentacles. I know you were practical down to the bone. Right? Which means your heart space then feels like an impractical feature, doesn't it? Did I get it? Yeah. Let's see if you resonate. You may not. But I just felt like this one was important. When I sat down for yours, I just felt like this one's important. And I can see why. You're on the bleeding edge, my friend. You're on the bleeding edge between doing something and not doing something. You're ready. Right here, where it counts. It's your practical self that's terrified of a 3D fallout. Self-imposed fears. Once more, I'm not laughing at you. Please don't take it to that space. I have natural reactions because I'm a real person with a real personality. I tend to laugh a lot for those folks who are really irritated by that. It happens quite a bit, that feedback. So I always feel obligated to say something. But no, you are ready in the heart space. Your practical self is terrified of being hurt or rejected. If you speak what's in your heart, if you act on what's your heart, and you're saying for reasons of practicality, I just can't. And yet at the same time, you feel compelled to. You still feel compelled to set a test date. Perhaps you did. How does that look like? April, whatever, I'm going to say something. And then that date, let's say the 12th, passes. And like, okay, the 14th. And then that day passes. Okay, whatever. See what I'm saying? You keep moving the goalposts. You're not giving yourself nearly enough credit. There's something here about the 3D fallout you're afraid of, that there might indeed be fallout. Or what it is you have to say or present will be rejected so badly, in your mind, you wouldn't be able to get over it. That tells me how authentic your heart space is. Versus the you that's struggling to deliver it. Vulnerability is difficult. There's a lot of rejection towards the idea of rejection. I don't want to experience it. What if they don't listen? What if they push me off? What if they're mean? What if they refuse to say anything? Because here it is. And then King of Pentacles kicks in and says, no, I'm not going to talk. We'll just have to aim for another day. I trust your consolidated self that's literally at the heart of your reading. Not your surface fears. I don't know why you're showing me so much tension around a heart space that's so pure. I just know that it's there with you. And it would like to flow into that direction. Let's take a look at that Knight of Cups, please. The longer it takes you to say what you need to say, the more miserable it's going to make you. And I don't want you to. You don't need to suffer unnecessarily. Especially given the truth of you is so consolidated. Is so beautifully consolidated. Let's see that Knight of Cups, please. Show me that Knight of Cups. You have a lot of fears here in your mind about it will be rejected if you try, and it'll feel like being abandoned all over again, or creating a sense of abandonment that's avoidable if you just don't do it, right? Oh, if I just don't do it, I won't have to worry about it at all. And yet the pressure for you to say something is, that's where the real stress is coming from. Not from the potential fallout, but from that which you're keeping tightly locked into your chest. That's where the real tension and pain's coming from. Okay. Knight of Cups. We have the Three of Pentacles, the Hermit. That's you. Four of Wands. There you go, baby. There you go, boo-boo. Okay. Okay. There we go. We're softening up a little bit. Something's happening. Just a little bit. There you are. There's your power card next to the Three of Pentacles. I'm going to tell you what I told George because I'm seeing it in a similar construct. You're like, maybe we can work with this. Yeah. This could be cooperative. It's not friendship here. You're showing me cooperation of a shared space. But softens quite a bit. Knight of Cups to the Four of Wands. There's some sense of, can you and I agree from a good place in me? Again, your authentic self is trying to speak. From a good place in me, can you and I construct this? Show some repairs, you know? If we both try and cooperate a little bit from a real insightful place of experience, that's the Virgo I trust right there. There you are. You and that sense of heart flow. At what point you transition from today's not that day to today's the day, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Earth signs move at their own speed, unabashedly so, and that's the way it should be, okay? Your speed is your speed. But doesn't that feel a lot better, or will in future, when you get to that point between today's not that day? To, okay, today's that day, and you take it seriously, and you express your heart space that is full and developed and ready to connect with this. You know? It's almost like you're saying, can we start with the basics here? But the flow behind it is sincere. Let's see if that Four of Cups alleviates then. I already know, and so do you then, what's going to happen if you choose to keep pushing back the date, the goal date. You'll continue to be upset and unhappy. You know this because it's a pattern at this point. I don't know how many times you put this off. So again, it's not that you don't trust your heart space. You're scared. You're scared. You're scared. To deliver what looks like very vulnerable but loving parts of you that says, can we try to work through this? Let's see that Four of Cups, please. Emphasis on the King of Pentacles, okay. The Knight of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, yeah. So you broke the circuit. Congratulations, because I know it's going like this. Every time you set the goalpost back, you set yourself back. I get it, and I'm not accusing you. I'm just looking at your process as I best understand it. Do you see what happened when you finally broke the pattern with your authentic self? You started to get authentic results instead of more of the same. So you could have kept going like this, but at some point you went and you interjected some real-world activity that came from a sincere place in you, And thus you broke the circle. And now I see somebody better connecting with you in that space. So you could have had that Four of Cups outcome, but because you chose to break your own pattern here of setting back the goalposts and therefore denying your authentic heart, someone is connecting with you in that same space. You two seem to have a lot in common that goes beyond the Three of Pentacles. It makes me suspect you two have a shared environment. You live in the same city. You have same social or resource networks, something like that. Perhaps you both know a lot of people. It seems like you two have a very easy chance of connecting over real-world practicalities. Or, since that Ten of Pentacles is between these two knights, the both of you know what it's like to maintain and operate a Ten of Pentacles. Something of like that Empire energy, the Tree of Life, that kind of thing. These two folks are obviously stable, or they appreciate stability. But the idea is that you two actually have more common ground than anything else. So it's like, I know it seems like you're waiting on yourself and you just can't see it happening. You can't see yourself delivering that beautiful heart space of yours. You can. I don't know why this is feeling like such a challenge for you, but I promise I want to know what it is that got you from I'm not going to communicate with it, not today, to I will. And that changed everything. It's absolutely a shared space of harmonized efforts, and that's beautiful. But there's something about the shared reality here that's familiar to you both. You actually have a lot in common. I wonder... Yeah, okay, we got time. Let me do the oracles first. I want to see what happens here. From today's not that day, I'm going to go back to waiting on myself to today's the day. I want to know. I want to know. I want to know. But first, let's do some oracles here. Okay. Lighten up. Oh, it's a bit cheeky, this one, isn't it? Last quarter moon in Leo. Lighten up. Oh, no, there's something about this. And this is the thing about the Four of Cups, guys. It's so easy to get lost in it. You will come up with fears based on half-truths or even quarter-truths and then make that the whole story. Okay? And what do I say all the time? No change equals no change. You infuse just a little bit of change right here, and you change the outcome. What helped you break the pattern of emotional stuckness and you waiting on yourself to do what you know what it is you need to do? What allowed that? And lighten up. Something about this, you give this way too much indulgence, the fear of being hurt or not being understood or heard. There's something about that. Lighten up. What you feel is real. You rested on it, so you know it's true. It's not a lie. That's authentic heart space. It really is. You're not working with falseness and lies. I'm sure you tried to talk yourself out of it that way before. Maybe I don't feel all that. Maybe I don't have anything to say. No, that's not correct. Clear your mind. Last quarter moon in Gemini. And then take a breather. Last quarter moon in Cancer. Yeah. Break out of the repetition, especially these doomsday results of the worst is going to happen. The worst is going to happen. No, it's not, honey. That's all built up in here. That's what I trust. That's what I want you to trust. And you do. Let's do some coffee cup oracles. You're both leaders. I don't know where that's coming from. You're both leaders in your particular fields, industry. You both concern yourself with social engagement. Oh, okay. You both concern yourself with social endeavors. Community endeavors is what I should say. Somebody connects to people in the resourceful 3D way. Somebody connects to people through the social emotional way. You're both good at what you do. You two have two different ways of reaching people, but you both get the job done. I don't know why. I have no idea why that's coming through. Somebody shows up and stomps over and over again in different territories, connecting. The other person is similar, but through the heart space. They connect people. You both care about your community. I don't know where that's coming from, but it's interesting. Ricochet? What's that? What's ricochet? I mean, I know what the word is. That's not what I mean. I have no reference point for it. I have absolutely no reference point for it at all. I'm sorry, guys. I'm at a loss on that one. I'm stumped. I don't know. Sometimes I get a word, and that's it. That's all I know. I repeat it. That's it. Ricochet. I don't know. That may or may not be confirmation for some of you. Okay. All right, moving on. Lion. Yeah. I know. I saw it lighten up. There's that sense of ferociousness and pride and But you can either use the lion as strength to suppress what you're experiencing, because it will take strength to do that. It takes strength to suppress as much as it does to accept. So do keep that in mind. So how you use your strength is up to you. You will either have success for your efforts or you won't. That's it. The mountain. Oh, there's that mountain. It looks like it's an insurmountable task until you break the chain of command. You saved yourself from sparing yourself another round of the Four of Cups by doing nothing. Waiting on yourself. No, it doesn't have to be like that. Cats in reverse. Jealousy, gossip. There's something about that that's null and void. That's not correct. It's not correct. Cat is in reverse. Cat's in reverse. It's not jealousy. It's not jealousy. It's not rumor. It's not conjecture. It's not falseness. It's real authentic heart trying to talk. Perhaps you question your motivation about why this feels so imperative to you. It's not for reasons of jealousy or word or perceived notion of failure or your worst threatening thoughts. It's not like that. It's real. You showed me your realness right there on the opening. And it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Like I said, I wish more people did the work. No. That's the authentic motivation right there, honey. You can't fake something like that. You just can't. It either is or it isn't. For you, it is. Okay, now, let's get back to that place of you moving the goalposts again. Okay, again, not trying to give you crap about it. To what allows you to finally make some inroads there in the movement and actually connecting to this in the 3D. And I have to say, beautifully, the way you express yourself, this means a lot to me. I do love it. I'd like to work through this with you, please. Can we both agree to that? So the Four of Wands here is taking shape under kind of a new jurisdiction between you and this person, whatever that is. Like I say, the Four of Wands is whatever two people make of it. You want to know if they will join you in that space. What happens? It looks like you set the goalpost back a little bit in your upcoming over the next week or so. When do you open up? Yeah, that's what I want to know. The Ace of Wands. When do we put in that renewal energy? That hope that finally shoots through the suppression. It looks like there's something here you see in your emotions that you couldn't see before. I don't just mean the work you've done, which is beautiful. There's something here with a little bit of insight, and I mean a wee bit. You're going to see the emotional expanse that is your Seven of Cups, and you're going to look at a cup that before might have been invisible to you. It's almost like, perhaps, almost like a dare. Fuck it. Today's that day. Something like that. That you wouldn't have given yourself credit for. It's almost like you're saying, if I don't do it now, I'm never gonna. And if you're that person who keeps pushing those goalposts back, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That what seems like a small dare to you at first is what's going to allow you to break through this chain of command of bullshit and suppression and get you to where you need to be, which is your actual authentic expression in this situation. It might seem random. You might even send that email, send that text, because you're just like, if I don't do it, I'm never gonna. Okay, it's out of my hands now. It's God's law now. It's the universe's will. It's out of my hands. I did it. It might be that moment. Given the way your practical sense of fears kind of kick in and take over, that actually might make sense. Okay. The letter B. Okay. B. It's funny because that's next to the B. The busy bee. The buzz. Listen to the buzz. The buzz, the activity of your mind, like a hive. It can get loud in there sometimes. I bet. Very busy mind. B. What's the letter B? What's the letter B? What's that confirmation for? I don't know. Other than the bee, yes. Pollination. Spring. Flowers. You get stung by a bee recently? What's with the bee? Heavy emphasis there on bee. Literally bee. Huh. Honey. If they're honey, I'm a bee. Oh! Oh! If they're... honey. What's the word with what's with honey? Somebody likes honey? Somebody, like I do, I always say honey. Almost like, if that's honey, if they're honey, if that's a honey, I'm a bee. That's sweet. That's sweet. I don't know. That may or may not resonate. Sorry. It may or may not resonate. Ambitious. That's the medallion of Capricorn, and feeling there's that spike, that rise, almost like that dare. That dare. Just a little bit of ambition can go a long way. Okay. All right, Virgo honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well.